I think that access to the full suite of PowerSchool products is allowing us to revolutionize how we approach education and instruction in the classroom.
We've entered an enterprise relationship with PowerSchool to allow us to do a couple of things. One, to have kind of the standardization of the systems that we use. Instead of each tool being completely different, having them come from the same brand allows for some interchangeability. But more importantly, how do we take all that information that comes from each one of these tools and then allow artificial intelligence through kind of a data lake experience be able to tell us what we don't know. We're the center district in a downtown area of a county that has 17 different school districts in it. We lost 30% of our students over the last 20 years, while the population of the county doubled. So for us in District 11, we had to think differently, which was, if we don't change something quickly, we're actually gonna just implode and self-destruct, and we'll have to close, shutter schools.
So having all of the products that house student data in one location, which is Connected Intelligence, allows us to build data models that feed instruction. Having CI in place allows us to model data in a way that makes it actionable in the classroom.
These products have changed our mindset when it comes to how we look at data. We are shifting now from largely descriptive models of data to looking at some diagnostics. We're looking at some predictive models with the data, and what it's really done is it's really started our district in a conversation to focus on action and using data to drive our actions, things we can change that will improve student achievement, versus before, where we were spending a lot of time finding the data, and then once we had the data, taking a look at the data, kind of analyzing the data. This has sped up that process. So we're jumping into analysis, which then says, let's get to action, let's make some action steps. And I think that's where we're seeing the biggest gains for student achievement.
I could tell you that I see that ROI already, just in the relationship between AllaView and PowerSchool, and then the build out of our ERP, bringing in this idea of the data that informs our student learning with how we spend our money, which is on our personnel, and then where the money went, which is what AllaView helps us track, allows us to really triangulate, and we're already seeing that. So this year alone, as we are moving to site-based budgeting for this budget year, my principals are much more active in understanding that they own a strategy of which they are accountable for.
AllaView was kind of that entry product for us that taught us to think differently. Going from a very passive budget strategy to AllaView forces you to be active. It literally requires you to assess or to address each allocation with a strategy. It forced us to evaluate all of our current spending, and it will eventually, and even now, it gets to that what is actually a return on investment.
It is the big focus for next year is that coaching and mentoring. So we have it implemented into our system, right into the professional learning platform. So our mentors can go in, find who they're mentoring. A huge focus on every teacher needs a coach. Not just our new teachers, not just our struggling teachers, but every teacher, just like every athlete, needs a coach. And so we are going to have coaches in every building, instructional coaches, data coaches. We have a new program called Embedded Coaches, which are teachers that are teaching in the classroom, and then classrooms you can come observe, and then they will help mentor the teachers that need some support.
I love this lesson planner feature where the Power Buddy is built right into it in a lesson, using the lesson plan tile. So as a new teacher, it gives me everything that I don't already know in terms of engagement, what is student agency, and student agency is a huge priority because we want kids engaged in their learning. And so I can come up with something, it comes up with the task, and it will say, this is gonna get your students involved in their work. So I don't have to lecture the whole time because they don't engage on that level. They need to be doing the work, and it can come up with all kinds of lessons. So it helps keep students engaged in what they're learning.
My students go to a really great school. I have 2 young children, and I get probably 10 emails a week from them. And so getting 10 emails a week from the school is great, that open communication is great, but it's being pushed to me. What my Power Hub allows us to do is give access to parents in one spot. So we're not going to push 10 emails to you. We're not going to over communicate so that you start ignoring them. We're going to empower you to log into My Power Hub, see your students' test scores, see their report card, see what their lunch fees look like, be able to pay their lunch fees in there, look at forms, electronic signature forms, and be able to handle enrollments. All of that in one-stop shop.
I think what we loved is all of the potential for data, to really know about students from all of these different facets of the organization, and that's what the enterprise offers us.
Yeah, we've been able to not only stabilize enrollment, but we've grown our enrollment the last 2 years. And other school systems do this. Yes, but you have to want to change. If you don't want to change and status quo is what you're going to do, then just keep doing it and watch other districts like ours walk right past you, because that's where we're headed.